The views expressed in this podcast, Champ and Tramp, belong to the host and guest, not the Champ and Tramp podcast itself. It's intended for entertainment information, so please use discretion. We're not responsible for any outcomes resulting from the content discussed.
Man, these guys really nailed it with the Carnivore protein hydration. I've literally never had anything like it, Frankie.
Yes, this is the perfect product. I mean, you're getting both 30 grams of protein plus the key electrolytes for hydration. In fact, it's 3 times more electrolytes than this leading sports drink. Like, come on.
They're delicious and they're refreshing. Just crack one open and enjoy. But let's not forget, Carnivore protein hydration is lactose and dairy-free, so you don't get any stomach discomforts or bloating after you drink it.
That's exactly why I love it. Once I'm done on the mats, I can easily throw one of these back without feeling like shit after. Another win for Muscle Meds Carnivore. Go check out Carnivore Protein Hydration on MuscleMedsRx.com.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and the Tramp, let the bomb blast.
What's up, pal?
What's up, Raj?
Talk to me, Goose.
Raj.
Are you a napper? Do you nap?
I mean, honestly, when I fought, I napped a bunch.
Did you?
Yeah, I think that was part of my recovery. Right? I felt like a lot of people is a massage, is a, at the time, it was cryotherapy, is this, that. What's the best?
What therapy?
A massage, or cryotherapy.
Oh, cryotherapy.
Right. This, that, what's the best? I'm like, dude, I feel like a nap is probably the best for recovery.
And what do you feel like is the proper length of time for a nap?
Well, my thing is now it's either under 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which is not really a legit nap. Or over an hour. In between, I hate.
Yeah. Isn't there some studies?
I don't like under 30 minutes either. Don't get me wrong. But I will sometimes take a 30-minute, and you really probably sleep in 10 minutes of that 30, but you get a little. Is
that called the siesta in other countries?
No, siesta means nap in Spanish.
Right.
Other countries, yeah, Spanish-speaking ones.
Well, no, in Italy, don't they take what do they call it? They take lunch.
It's probably called something different, but something similar, yeah.
Yeah, they basically shut their shops down and stuff and go home and nap. Basically,
I don't know,
right?
They nap, but yeah.
All right.
Well, a lot of workers do that, right? You ever see that on job sites?
Well, yeah. But I can't get away with that shit.
No, not you. Like I'm talking about real people that really work.
But I don't normally
with their hands
ever nap. And today I came home and I was just exhausted.
No, honestly, I napped a bunch. It was part of my routine almost sometimes. But like nowadays, I don't really nap much. But I will every once in a while. I definitely enjoy it.
You said. I think one day a week now you get up, you get that early class.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't do it?
No.
You just went for the first one?
I did for the first time. Yeah.
And you got up at 4 a.m., right?
No, I got up at 5.
Oh, so I get up at 4 and I'm at work at 4:30.
Yeah.
And dude, if I do like a 12-hour day, getting to the gym is like fucking hard, bro. I didn't go to the gym today. And I've been getting back into the gym, but I'm just like, I'm so tired. I went home and I napped. I napped for like 2 hours, dude.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes sleep is more important than anything.
Yeah. But I had a rough weekend, too. I went out with some friends, and I never get... Dude, I think I'm the old man. Actually, I'm not, because I went out with Frank. We had Frank on the show. Yeah. Frank and, his girl and my girl are friends, and they're young, and they like to dance and stuff. We went to Louis DeVito. We went out to dinner, and
where's Louis DeVito?
You don't know Louis? Louis is a New Jersey... classic
No,
DJ.
I think you said you went to Louis DeVito.
We did. He was at Chris Michael's Steakhouse. Okay. Yeah.
Chris Michael's is in Edison?
Was that Woodbridge? I think?
Woodbridge, yeah.
Woodbridge. We went there.
I remember doing an appearance there a long time ago.
Did you do an appearance there? No way.
Yeah.
Because they got like two. They got like the steakhouse side, and then there's like a club side.
Yeah, I did an appearance there way.
I remember going there back in the day. I don't remember who we saw. It could have been Louis, but I went with some friends way back. I haven't been there in 20 years.
Is he related to Danny?
Danny DeVito? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, we went, and me and Frank are like the old guys just kicking back. We see there's these.
It's old fucking music.
It is mostly older people. I mean, I've been going to Louis for years. I met Danielle 6 years ago at Louis DeVito.
You have young people there
There was a couple young.
What do you call it? Like back then, you would be called the high school Harry if you're going. What's the opposite? Like a young person trying to take the old person crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what would that be called?
Cougars, right? Or
no, a young person trying to take an old person crowd.
Oh, young person trying
Right?
to, yeah, I don't know. What would that be called? Well, regardless, there wasn't a lot. And I always see faces that I haven't seen since like the last Louis. You know, you just see, because it's like our crowd, you know what I mean? But anyway, there was a few. I mean, I don't know how young they were, maybe late 20s, early 30s, but fuck, I'll be 50 next year.
Yeah, dude, wow.
Frank has got to be 60.
Your grandkid.
And, you know, the girls are out there dancing. You see these little young dudes like fucking starting to circle around them and stuff, and I just sit back and watch.
Wait, dancing around your girl?
No, our girls are dancing, but the young guys start coming, you know, this way, and then they're tapping each other and they're looking, and they start forming like, you know, a little circle, like how are we gonna start talking to these girls? And me and Frank just sit back in a fucking chair and just watch it. It's fucking hysterical. As long as nobody crosses the line, who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Wait, you guys get you. Wait.
All right, he always complicates everything. All right, what's up, buddy?
No, I'm saying
What do
you sit there and watch dudes hit on your girl.
No,
is that what you're saying?
They didn't even speak to him.
Oh,
so
you made it sound like.
No, they're looking at them.
Okay, looking at them.
They kind of hold up and form their little line of plan of attack. You see their little brains working like, oh, that's what these chicks out. They don't actually do anything. I think they kind of look around and like, oh shit, they must be with that.
The old guy. The
old
guy in the
these
corner.
these girls like old balls. They're not into us.
Oh man, yeah, I don't do any of that stuff.
I know.
You know,
I don't love it, bro. I was probably the most sober one. I just don't drink. I just have I hate ruining my entire next day. I just fucking hate it.
I hear you. Honestly, I had so I took the whole month off of drinking last month, and I drink here and there. I don't really care to drink, but I had a couple drinks on what was it, Saturday. But I can't even then. I had like 4 or 5 beers. I had 3 shots. That's the way you get. That's the only way I can get drunk nowadays. If I just do beers, I'll have like 3 or 4 or 5 beers, and I'm like, I just can't drink no more. Yeah. But if I have shots with them, then I can get a little
for sure.
and get there.
I didn't do any shots. We went to our friend's house. He drove us, had a drink there, had 1 drink at dinner, and I think I had 1 drink in the club. But, I mean, just getting to the bar and getting a drink is like a fucking fiasco.
Hell no. Like,
you know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
into that, man.
I'm not into that either.
Yeah.
Used to be, back when I was in the scene, if it's like an event like that, you tip them, especially if you're with the crowd, tip them $50 and just say, take care of me.
And he finds you
the rest of the night. They're like, oh, what do you need? What do you need?
Yeah,
dude.
true,
now I tipped him 20. He didn't even look at me. He didn't even. He just got me a drink and ran away.
That's nothing.
You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah. I can't imagine how expensive it is to go out. These kids nowadays. Kids don't go out like we went out though.
No,
you know what I mean. They definitely don't. There are no places in Seaside to really do that.
There's nothing left.
I mean, I guess Beachcomber people. That's the one, right?
Beachcomber,
Spicy's. I think people.
Beachcomber's the day crowd,
right? And Spicy's is another crowd.
It's like the Sunday day crowd. Yeah, yeah.
But that's really it, right?
There's no like clubs anymore.
I know, like
listen. When I was
Hemingway's is still there. They still have their setup. They have like a Friday night old person thing too. I think.
Yeah. It seems to be the older crowd because we're the only ones left that know how to party anymore. But they close at what now? 2? Used to be open
before, dude.
Used to be open till 4.
I remember.
I'd get home at like daylight.
Honestly, my rule was like, all right, you got to leave before 2.
Yeah.
Then you probably wouldn't get no fight. Exactly. If you stay after 2, you're guaranteed to get no fight.
Guaranteed. Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind those days. That was fun.
I'm just over it, bro. I just like.
No, I don't. Like, I'm over that. But I'm saying, like, getting those scuffles, that was super fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's especially with your boys. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I told you about that story. You know, you just remember. You say your favorite fights were like not in the octagon.
Yeah.
Same with me, man. Like I told you the story. I told you the story where we're pulling into the Wawa in the strip mall on 37. I forget on the corner what road that is, but the one where
I don't know, right, Vaughn Ave.
Yeah, the car dealership's just past it.
Yeah,
Vaughn. Is that Vaughn? Yeah, Vaughn. Yes, yeah.
It's a little Wawa.
It was there 25 years ago.
Yeah,
it's been there forever. We're pulling in
40 years ago,
and it's kind of a tight parking lot. So there's a car pulling out with a New York license plate. It's a big SUV pulling out, and we're pulling in. We're leaving Seaside. It's me, Scott, and Vic, and we're pretty tuned up. Vic's driving, the 3 of us, and this car is leaving, but they're like to the left side. We can't get in. We can't fit. So we're laying on the horn, throwing the hands up in the air. And there's a bunch of dudes from New York that are Bennies that are down here for the club. They're like, oh, fuck you. And they back up, and they back into a spot, and they jump out as we pull in. Like, oh, you're going to fucking honk the horn at us? Whatever. Bro, melee instantly ensues. It's just there's 4 of them, there's 3 of us, right? And we're just fucking going to town. And that's what the guy pulled. No, what? Yeah, he took his chain off. He had a huge, thick gold chain, and he tried whipping me with it, and I took it away from him, and I sold it to a pawn shop.
Did you?
Remember? Yeah.
Was it real gold?
It was real gold, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what it was worth, but I think I got like $600-700 for it.
Damn, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a good score right there.
Yeah, he was whipping me with it, and I took it away from him. And
You kind of liked it a little bit, I bet.
And then I remember, yeah, I did. I liked it. And then, like, other people showed up because it was 4 of them and 3 of us. I was fighting one guy. I don't know if somebody was just standing back or one of Vic or Scott was fighting 2 dudes. But I remember another group of people said something like, "Where you from?" And we're like, "Tom's River." And they jumped in, bro. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So NCAAs, we talked about it last week, how they're in Philly. I didn't make it out there, but I did watch and follow along. Did you see anything about the last match?
Well, listen, again, I know shit about wrestling, but there's the undefeated Stevenson, is that his name? Stevenson. Right?
Gable Stevenson.
Undefeated, Olympian, super good.
I don't know if he's undefeated in high school or
for the year.
college.
Undefeated for the year.
Yep, correct. Olympic champion, like ran through everybody.
Ranked number 1, got beat by like a 10 seed guy or something like that?
No, he got, I think, by the 2 seed.
Was
by
it
the
a 2 seed? Okay.
But, I mean, I think he's teched him in the past. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And everyone's like, "Oh, how's that such an upstate 1 and 2 seed?" I was like, "Dude, because this dude is maybe one of the best college wrestlers ever."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't a 4-timer or anything like that, but this guy is legit. I seen I don't know, like one of those podcast shows, like trying to explain like how could you explain this in like other sports. They say, picture Tom Brady was in the Super Bowl and he got shot. Shot with a gun. Like that's how you could say it. And actually, like, Gable Stevenson, he's a little bit of a dick, I'll say. But to me, it's warranted. He earned it. Yep. He's the man. He could fucking walk around like his, shit don't stink because it don't. And he lives up to the hype all the time. But I think people reveled in this loss a little bit. Yeah. When you're that guy, you're a little bit of the bad guy.
It's always the case.
Yeah, a little bit of the bad guy, and because this guy came out, he's a former Air Force military guy, the guy that won, came out with a flag. Trump was in the building too, by the way. Yeah. He came out with a flag, and I guess when he came out, Stevenson was already on the mat. And he got in his face, and supposedly the rumor is he says you can only come out with an American flag if you win a gold medal, And he just I guess brushed it off, whatever. So he took him down in the last 10 seconds of the match or 30 seconds of the match. And fucking, gets up and gives Trump the salute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Now, I don't know shit about wrestling, but I'm sure there's a lot of wrestling fans that watch. Where was Stevenson's mistake? I heard he hesitated, right?
Just got taken. He allowed this guy to get to his legs, man. He allowed him to get to his legs a little too deep,
Gotcha.
That dude willed it. Got to give it to him. Willed it. I'll tell you something. Here's an interesting fact. Gable Stevenson was named after Dan Gable, right? Obviously, that took his last name and his first name, Gable Stevenson. Dan Gable. So the biggest upset in college history is probably this last one. The second biggest upset is probably when Dan Gable was going to win his 3rd national title, and he lost in the finals too.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little crazy, right?
Wow. Yeah,
it's like the simulation is broke, bro.
Well, that would be like Chris Weidman with the leg break, right?
Yeah, that is. Weidman gets the leg break and then gets his leg broke by
similar, very similar.
By a dude that fights very much like Anderson.
Yeah, but you talk about guys that are that good in any sport, but obviously I think they stand out a little bit more in combat sports because it's dudes fighting each other in some way, whether it be wrestling, MMA, boxing, whatever. The cocky guys have a huge following. The Conor McGregors, the Mayweathers, all those guys, they have these huge, but a percentage of that huge following wants to see them get beat because they're arrogant. Yeah, right. They're arrogant, right?
And people want to see the top guys fall, even if they're not arrogant.
Right.
Like Tom Brady was never a arrogant person, never cocky, but people wanted to see him lose because he won so much. Right. I think that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
And like I said, like this guy's a little bit of a dick, but I like it too because he brings an attitude. He whoops on people, bro. So it's like, damn, you can't, if he can back it up, he can do whatever he wants.
I know that you're not going to put your name in this. I would, but so let's remove you. But Who do you think in UFC is the most beloved fighter, liked by the most people, that is, lacks the arrogance or whatever, is just a good fighter? Everybody loves him. Who can you think of?
Chuck Liddell was one.
Chuck Liddell, good one. Yep.
George St. Pierre, I think, is
St.
one.
Pierre's great. That's a great one. Yep.
Randy Couture is one.
St. Pierre never really talked a lot of shit. Randy too. Yep. Anderson Silva. Talked a little shit, but
talked a little bit. I think he's beloved just by the way he fought.
Yeah.
Not so much his personality. He didn't speak English really very well.
Right.
Right. I think he's just because of how good of a fighter he was. He's loved.
Yeah.
But as far as like adored, because they're good old boy. I don't know.
Who would you put at the top? George.
Yeah, George. Yeah. He's
yeah.
Clean as a whistle.
He is. He is. Even when like Bisping, he came back. Bisping's always known for talking shit, and I never cared for Bisping back when he was in the fighter house, but I really became a fan of him as a fighter.
He's a good fighter.
But he's a great fighter. But he is he's really good at shit talking.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And shit talking George, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy because George is such a nice guy, but George beat him. So
yeah. Yeah. Actually, so go back to nationals.
Yep.
So Penn State, like they're the team, right?
Yep.
They won their 4th title in a row. I think they won 12 since 2011, which is crazy, right? Now they had every single one of their guys. So they have 10 weight classes, right? Every single one of them plays top 6, which is crazy.
Wow.
Right? They made 3 made it to the finals. But I bet you they're disappointed with that. That's how good. That's how good.
Crazy?
That's how good they are.
Yo, our boy, fucking Rutgers, Forked River. Fuck, what's his name? He had a great performance, dude.
Dean Peterson.
Dean Peterson looked good, dude.
3 guys from Rutgers lost in the blood round. Dean, Oliveira, and Dylan Shaver. Both good, all guys. 25, 33, 41. All good wrestlers. Do you know what the blood round is?
No.
It's like if they won, they would have been All-Americans. If they lost, they didn't. You know what I mean? And Dean was in a close match. Shaver, not so much. I think Oliveira was in a close match too. So, like, Dean was winning that match. Got taken down.
Didn't
at the very
Dean
last
have
second.
like a big highlight? Something like
he pinned the returning national champion.
Yeah, he looked good, man. He looked good.
He did. It just sucks. That's how you could look good and still not place.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy, man.
Isn't that crazy?
It's the toughest tournament in the world.
Well,
That's what people say. That's what people are trying to say. They're like, Gable Stevenson. He said he won Olympics, right? Crushed the Olympics. Is NCAA's harder than the Olympics? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd say that, but that's what people were kind of implying.
You made it to nationals?
Yeah.
And placed where?
I didn't. I lost in the blood round.
In the blood round.
Senior year.
Okay.
Triple overtime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Against a name we would recognize?
No, I mean, I know. I remember the name.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's bittersweet at that point. But, yeah, the wrestling was awesome. And dude, it's so cool. Whatever your political leanings are, the fact that Donald Trump was there. Because, wrestling doesn't get any love, bro.
It really
don't get love.
Really
and
doesn't.
Trump's been to 2 national tournaments now.
Isn't that awesome?
And that's amazing, dude. That puts a lot of spotlight on our sport.
Yep.
And it's fitting because it's a blue-collar sport, bro. You know what I mean? It's a good old boy sport, wrestling. Mm-hmm. Carter Starachi, too. I don't know if you know who he is. He's the, I think, 84-pounder from Penn State. He won his 5th national title.
Wow.
How does that make sense?
Wow.
Right?
Oh, how about the kid that got
you get
in trouble?
that? You didn't follow that?
Well, he did 5 instead of 4 years. He did an extra year.
Got 5 because why? Because of the COVID year. They added a COVID year, so that if people that could have used that eligibility if they wanted and it didn't count.
Gotcha.
So he did, and he won. So he's the only guy that ever.
Would that have worked for Sebastian? Because Sebastian kind of got screwed by COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, Sebastian was a 5-time All-American.
He was. Okay.
Yeah, so he did it. He's
Okay.
yeah, so he was a 5-time, which no one could do that.
Right.
No one could ever be a 5-time national champ again ever, unless they do a fucking another COVID year or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's cool. It's definitely awesome that the guy did it 5 times, but it's sort of like you did something that no one's gonna even have the opportunity to do. So
Yeah.
But Penn State is another level.
How come you didn't go out?
I just had the coach. I had to teach at my school, and bro, honestly, you want to know? Honestly, because when I went and look at tickets, for 3 days worth of tickets, which I wasn't going to go out for 3 days because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they wanted between $1,500 to $2,400 for all the tickets.
Now,
I'm like, yo,
I
but then
know
listen,
you're
but
not
listen.
a name dropper, but you're Frankie Edgar. Nobody would have hooked that up for you?
No, I don't know.
I know you would never ask. But.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could ask somebody, but I wasn't, I wasn't sure if I was going to go anyway.
Right.
But I heard that, when Ticketmaster sold it, because they were selling tickets, someone bought them all up. So the aftermarket price was shot through the roof.
Oh, so you
right?
could have scalped a ticket out.
No, but by the end, no, you could have. That's what I was going to plan on doing. But by the end, tickets were for a single session was like $28. You know what I mean? They fucking, busted. I guess they busted their bracket in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
our boy Brady won.
Brady, dude.
Look good, man. Look
good.
Did. Was it third or fourth round finish?
Fourth
round.
Fourth guillotine, mounted guillotine.
Pretty much
bro.
dominated him. Got him down in every round.
Dominated him. Yeah. He's just a bear of a human being.
He is.
His back is ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, man, he's a player now.
Yep.
I think when he fought Bilal, he just wasn't ready. It was.
I think that was a psychological thing.
I mean, psychological was his first. I don't know if it was his first main event, but it was a main event fight. It was in Abu Dhabi, I believe.
Right.
I don't know how his camp was or how he went out. If he went out long enough, I don't know none of that. But, I think he just seen that level. Bilal was ready at that level. Brady wasn't. But now that he's seen it, I think that's
now is that the
fighter.
Is that the fight to make happen now?
Well, who is Bilal's fighting Jake Della, whatever was his name?
I know who
Maladona.
you mean.
Jake, I'm talking about from
I know who you mean. Yeah.
from Australia or New Zealand, I believe one of them. Jake Maladona.
Okay.
Can you look that up? Bilal versus I think something Deladonna, whatever. But anyway, Brady said he wants to fight the winner or loser of that fight or Shavkat.
Oh, Shavkat.
So those are the three top guys.
Yeah, wow.
Now Shavkat beat Ian Gary.
Yep.
Close fight. Super close fight.
Yep.
But yeah. Jake Belladonna, what's his name?
Della Maddalena,
I
think.
There you go. Jake, though, right? Or Jack?
Jack.
Australia?
Doesn't
matter.
1 second.
Australia, mate. Good day, mate.
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah. Sure deal.
Palestine versus Australia.
Yeah, Palestine versus Australia. When is that? That's the end of the month. May. Oh, May. It's a while.
Do you watch most UFC fights now?
Yeah, I mean, if my kids aren't doing sports, yeah, I'm watching them.
Did you watch this one?
I did. Yep.
You sit here by yourself and watch it?
Kirk came by. That's where the shots were came from. Did a couple shots, and it was actually perfect because the fights were on early because it was on at 4 o'clock.
That's right.
And the Nationals was right after, so we just stayed, rolled right into the Nationals.
Yep.
But yeah, Brady. Where was that fight? That fight was somewhere different too. I was in London.
Oh, that was in his territory.
Leon Edwards' territory. Yeah. So Leon Edwards, I heard he say, he's like, "Oh, he's small. I'm gonna kill him." Like, bro, he's short, but he ain't small, dude.
Definitely not small.
Yo, he's thick as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he took that loss pretty hard. Thought he was very confident, but they said he kept saying he was kind of focused on Bilal.
I seen that talked to Brady, but he's like, fuck Leon, fuck them. He's like I tried to go over there and say, hey, you're a great champion, and he brushed me off. He's like, and even his fucking guys like in the corner, I went to go dap them up, and they were fucking real dicks to me, which is dumb. Come on, that's stupid.
I heard that.
Yeah, because Brady's a super good dude.
He is chill. Just a chill dude.
I mean, Leon's cool. I mean, he seemed cool to me. I could see Leon being upset. Obviously he just lost. Like, we just fought each other. You tried killing me. You choked me almost to death.
Right.
Maybe I don't want to hug you. Right. I could see that. Right. But, like, your coaches don't have to be a dick. Right. Especially he went over to respect them. Give him, dap him up. You know what I mean?
Did you see it on camera, or that's just Brady talking about it?
That's Brady talking. But I did see Brady going over there, and it looked like they were like, he was trying to say hello, and they didn't. And I guess Brady's team's like, fuck them. I'm not going to go shake their hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sportsmanship's important, right?
Well, I mean, no, I don't know. Like I think this, like when people
You say no, but you were ever on?
no, yes, it's
sportsmanlike?
important. It's important, but like I'm not the one that wants like we just got done fighting.
Yeah, you don't drape yourself.
I'll
all
dap
over
you up. I'll
yeah.
give you a little bro hug, but let's not fucking make out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not down with.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just trying to take my fucking head off.
Right.
Right. Like I'll be cool. I'll be like, oh, fuck, good fight, bro. Dap it up, little bro hug.
Right.
That's enough. You know what I mean?
Yep. Maybe like you fought BJ Penn 3 times. I feel like there's like there's almost a brohood there. After
Yeah,
that
no,
third time.
there is. I mean, dude,
I mean-
you spend not only like you spend a whole camp thinking about that person every day.
Right.
Then you spend like the media tours. You're with the guy a lot of the times. Like when I fought Uriah, like we were like hanging out.
Right.
For like a week in the Philippines, like
Yeah.
going out to dinner, literally, I was like in the same car with him,
Yeah.
because some people can't do that. I'm sure
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
but they know we're not gonna.
Conor
start
McGregor
running.
couldn't do that.
Yeah,
with
Conor
any,
probably couldn't do that.
Couldn't do that with any opponent.
But like it's. I don't know. I never thought of it like that. You know what I mean?
I feel like you and BJ came out of that trilogy, like being close, being good friends. Obviously you got there's a connection and a friendship there now, but then you got like the Gray Maynard. You guys never spoke, right?
No,
Did you speak?
No, I mean afterwards.
After-
Yeah, I've seen him.
I'm talking about like outside of the fighting circuit.
I saw him at Nationals a while back.
Oh,
out
really?
in, was it Cleveland? I don't know. Whatever. No, Detroit. I went to the Nationals and I saw him. We both took a picture and everything.
Oh no shit.
One time I was out. I don't know why I was out there, but I went to stop at Extreme Couture to watch a couple guys training, and he was there, and we're bullshitting.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I have no beef with anybody.
No, I didn't say you had
whatever.
beef, but just like, you and BJ Penn you can pick up the phone and call and be like, yo, what's
Yeah.
up, bro? You know what I mean? But I don't feel like you ever had that with Gray, no?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have his number. You know what I'm saying? But no, I have no ill will towards any of the guys I fought. Honestly, everybody's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the most part, even if we talk shit a little bit during the fight, I mean that's normal.
Who do you remember from your history that? And I can't think of anybody that talked the most shit about you leading up to the fight.
Nobody really.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? I remember Jeremy Stevens though. He like kind of took me by surprise because we at the weigh-in, like he started like getting chippy, trying to like, I'm like, bro, we're about to fucking fight in 24 hours, dude. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah. He's like that though.
Yeah,
He's kinda
nah,
built like
yeah.
that.
Well,
He looks good over in bare knuckle.
He did. Yeah, he came back to UFC though. You see that?
No, I didn't
Yeah.
see that. Did he?
He's got a fight booked for a UFC.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Wow. That's rare. Usually, when you go over to BKFC, I've never seen anybody with the exception of him come back. Have you? Oh, you know who's talking about it though? Paige VanZant. She's doing slap fights. She's not doing bare
she
knuckle.
did.
Oh
She
no,
did
she
slap
did
fight
bare
already.
knuckle. She did bare knuckle.
She did bare knuckle, I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but she did slap. She went back to slap fight.
She's talking about, I miss it. I'd like to come back to UFC.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I mean, I feel like she was a big draw. No,
Yeah.
I saw her do an interview or something there. Like she said, the interviewer said something to the effect of, you're kind of known for all your fights in the UFC, and I feel like people know you from there. Not so much bare knuckle, not so much flat, slap fight. She said, I feel like people kind of know me from OnlyFans.
Yeah. At least she's honest.
Yeah.
That was my joke. Remember my joke from when I did the stand up?
No.
I said I've been punched in the face more than anybody. I go, if dicks were punches, my face would look like Paige VanZant's inbox. Oh man.
I like Paige.
No, she's
And I don't know. Listen,
she's about it. I'll tell you what, she's about it.
She's
Her
about
husband's in the UFC.
There's a beautiful
tough.
girl, gorgeous, that you would never think would be a fighter, right? She's stunning. She could probably just marry some rich dude that would just marry her because, that's the advantage of being a good-looking
Who?
girl.
You're saying Paige? Oh.
Right? But she's about that life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive. But
Well, she married a fighter,
right, who's
He's tough. He just won his last fight.
He looks good.
Pretty
He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Yep. How about where we at? Where we at? Oh yeah. Cain, bro. Cain got sentenced.
He did 5 years, but didn't he already do 4? Didn't he serve
He
4?
served, I think, like over 1,000 days. So that's, I believe, over 3 years. He served over. I think he served 3 years. So you got to still serve 2 fucking years.
Well, I believe he'll probably get some good behavior time
I don't
off,
know.
right?
I don't know. Don't know.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think, and they said, "Oh, he
hit an innocent person."
No, that person's not innocent.
Yeah.
If you're harboring someone that fucked with my kid,
Right.
you deserve to die too. I hate to say it.
Okay, so here's my question, because I don't know a lot about this case. I know what is mainly publicized is the high-speed chase. It's on video. The shooting in the car, hitting, I believe it's either the father or the father-in-law that was in the stepfather
yeah.
that was in the car with him, who lived. But where has so this has been 3 years leading up to the sentencing. Has
more than that.
the guy
More than
that I don't know if I can say the word without getting censored by YouTube, but that committed the act of the crime against the son, has that trial happened?
I know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't
Andrew,
know.
can you look that up and see if the Cain Velasquez obviously felt strongly enough to chase a guy down and shoot at him that he molested his son? That also would be simultaneously being litigated, I would think, with this case. No,
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, bro. How is that guy not held accountable for nothing?
right? Well, the reason I would say, listen, I agree with you 100%. If it's true, Cain shouldn't serve 1 day in jail. But what if it's not true?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, bro. Do you think someone's doing something? I don't know. You're right. It could possibly. I doubt it. I doubt it though. You
I
think
doubt
this guy,
it too.
Cain's not a bad guy. He's
I
not
agree.
a tough guy. He's
I
not
agree.
a gang guy.
I agree. I'm
right?
not
you
saying
think he's?
that.
No, I'm just saying. You do think he's gonna go out there and shoot someone because he thinks it happened? I mean, I don't know. I
would.
mean, yeah,
I would.
know.
I would. If I thought somebody touched either one of my kids, I would fucking shoot them.
What did you want to know exactly?
The guy that Cain was chasing, the guy that he accused of touching his child, has that case been litigated yet? Has the guy been charged?
Yeah, I wonder. That is a good question.
Because if he's guilty, I agree. He should die.
I think he's guilty.
I think it's highly likely he's guilty.
That's got to be the toughest thing for a father to even come across.
I mean, Cain did an interview on a podcast, which I don't know how. I guess you can do it from the phone, I guess.
No, what do you mean? He's been out forever.
Oh, he's on house arrest?
He's been out forever. For a while.
Oh, so he's got to go
he
back?
did 3 years. He did about 3 years. He's been out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
He's been cornering fighters. He
okay.
He did a couple.
So he's got to go back and do 2 more.
No,
okay.
he's got to go back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why they would make him do 3 and then let him out. Why not just?
No, because they were holding him. It was his trial. His trial didn't come. They were holding him. So they're using that time that they held him towards his sentence.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It just says stuff about him, not about.
Yeah,
It wasn't his relative, though. It wasn't his relative.
I saw him do an interview
just,
where he said, he made a mistake. I mean,
Yeah, I know. He said, I can't take the law into my own hands. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I guess he's saying that because he has to, but.
well, yeah, for the judge, it's not going to look good if he said I'd do it again.
I know. That's what I'm
But I
saying.
mean, he probably, I don't know of Cain to have any sort of criminal history whatsoever. This literally is the first thing this man did
Definitely.
in
it is, pretty sure.
in defense or in honor of his child.
He's awaiting trial on felony child
Okay.
charges.
So
and denying the allegations.
So if that guy,
What's his name? Can we
turn-
say his name? Do I have his name?
Harry Golarte.
Harry Galarte, you piece of shit.
if that guy ends up being guilty, then Cain should get, I don't know, get all his fucking. I don't know how you would do that.
No,
but
no,
get-
actually,
get-
no. I just read. Now he has to go do the civil case. How much he has to pay this motherfucker? You know that? They're gonna fucking hit him, and he's got to pay this fucking guy. That's disgusting, bro. Disgusting. Like I might.
Do you remember? It's crazy footage, bro. I've watched it. I can't tell you how many times. I think it's from like the early '90s, but the bank heist footage from the 2 bank robbers in California that had robbed like 25 banks, and they finally caught them at this one bank. They surrounded them. They've been hunting these guys forever, and they were always heavily armed with body armor and everything, and it was a full-blown fucking shootout. It's where they started stalking police departments with higher-powered rifles because of this thing, like AR-15s or, whatever.
You talking about the movie Heat?
It's bro. It looks like Heat, but
Yeah.
it's happened in real life.
Or Point Break.
It happened in real life.
Or Real Life.
And real life. This crazy shootout, and you see a lot of it from helicopter footage, right? But it's kind of grainy. It's not the best footage because it's like early '90s. If you could pull that up, Andrew. But it's a bank heist in California. I'm pretty sure it's California. These two dudes, they're going out in a blaze of glory, right? Well, they kill the one guy. I think they shoot him in the head while he simultaneously shoots himself in the head. They hit him in the head at the same time. So one guy's taken out. He's gone. He's not coming back. The other guy is going down the street, full body armor. He's been hit a few times. They pierced his body armor or gone around it. It's like hit in the leg. He stops a car, kicks the person out, gets in this car, races. They shoot the tires out, and you see SWAT come. And some of these guys came directly from home. They're in like shorts. These cops, you know. And they're like, he's laying down under the car, and they're shooting under the car, and they're ricocheting rounds, and they get this guy, and he's bleeding out. They get him handcuffed, and he's bleeding out in the street. Well, he ended up dying, right? They hit him a bunch of times, and he ends up dying. But he killed a bunch of people, hit civilians, killed a bunch of cops, maimed a bunch of cops. This guy's family sued the LAPD.
And won?
I don't know. You got to look that up. But these two guys. North Hollywood shootout.
Wow.
Larry Phillips, and I think that Emil guy was the guy. Larry Phillips, I believe, is the guy that
They didn't
shot
make a
himself.
movie about this or nothing yet?
They should, bro. It's the craziest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
Wow.
Whatever that guy's name, Massa Serrano, was incapacitated by officers 3 blocks away and bled to death before arrival of paramedics more than an hour later, and his family sued,
That's fucking crazy.
saying they didn't render aid. How crazy is that?
That's why our world is fucking.
Exactly. Lawyers are the scum of the fucking earth, man.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Well, we know. Okay, how many good ones do you know? One. One.
Wow.
Jeez, can't talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Illegally modified.
You're like Asian today.
I just took a nap, buddy. I'm fucking not fully awake yet. Illegally modified AR-15 to fully auto. They had full auto, bro. Full auto, and they
how can you do that?
It's not that hard, but it's bro. You get caught doing it.
I know, but how would you do it?
I mean,
You don't
you
know
gotta
how to-
shave. I don't know. I know you shave down the pin or something. I don't know exactly how you do it, but I know that if you get caught doing it, you are fucked.
But like, but doesn't it make it not shoot as well?
I mean, accuracy is always much more accurate one at a time, for sure. Yeah. The recoil is, you can't keep it on target because of the recoil. But if you're just looking down to put massive spray fire down and cause the most casualties, it's great for that.
What do you think about this? You brought it up to me. I looked into it a little bit.
Hang on. A lawsuit on behalf of, I can't pronounce that guy's name, Masarasu's children was filed by lawyer Stephen Yemen against members of the LAPD. 3 guys are named, claiming his civil rights had been violated, that he was allowed to bleed to death. The lawsuit was then tried in the United States District Court in February of March 2000 and ended in a mistrial with a hung jury. The suit was later dropped when Masarasu's family agreed to dismiss the action with a waiver of malicious prosecution. Isn't that fucking crazy, though?
So they didn't win.
They didn't win, but they some lawyers said we can get you paid for this.
Yeah.
Even though this guy killed a whole bunch of cops, and I think he killed cops. He definitely shot cops, for sure. I don't know if anybody actually died.
Jeez. So, all right. So, yeah.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
You hit me up about this leaked information to the press.
I don't know a lot about it. I was kind
But
of...
Signal. Signal's an app.
They're not
right?
supposed to be using that, right? Or
No. But I thought Signal is an encrypted app.
It is, but it's for civilians. I don't think our government is supposed to be using it.
Okay.
Not allowed. I mean, obviously, we go back to the Hillary emails where she was using a private server, right, and all this.
But didn't they? Okay, so what were they saying though? I think
it was. I believe it was a strike in Yemen on some fighters in Yemen from a U.S. probably a drone strike, and somehow they CC'd a reporter from, I think it's an Anchor. Is that am I saying that right? Anchor magazine or something like that.
No idea.
Anyway, and this guy, at first, I guess thought it was, not real, and then when the bomb started dropping, he reported on it.
So they threw U.S. under the bus a little bit.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't think I would never just blanketly say, God, I can't talk. would never blanketly say that this administration does everything right. Obviously, that was a pretty good fuck up, right? I mean, it was, but
but was it bad that they did this strike and they were trying to hide it?
no,
Or what?
No.
So then, what was bad? Just that they told the public about it.
that classified.
They told a reporter of it.
Classified information
Went to a reporter.
was released.
Right.
Before it happened. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Last thing.
They're trying. Obviously, the left is trying to make a massive thing out of it.
That's what it is. That's why, I hate the left. Right. I hate that. It's all the one. It's all the same. I'm done with that. I've been telling you that.
I agree. I think I was, I tend to, I'm conservative. I don't like Democrat, Republican. I don't like that terminology, but I definitely, if I could label myself something, I guess it would be a constitutionalist. But
a homosexual.
But I would never just blanketly say that our side is always right. It's not.
No, there's no side. What do you mean our side? What is our side anyway?
Well,
there is. We don't have a side.
No,
I'll tell you that. No,
you definitely lean a certain way.
No, we don't have a side. No one's on our side.
I agree.
No one's on our side.
I agree. There is no side.
I'm a very pessimistic today.
I'm pessimistic about everything, both sides.
Oh, look, these are the movies that are covered between several 2011, 2018. I don't know. These are all. The 44 minutes North Hollywood Shootout. Made for television film. Probably not great. An album by Blues Traveler, North Hollywood Shootout. Song by Megadeth, 44 minutes. Damn, dude. Wow.
Yeah. It was. Bro, watch it. When we leave, just put it on YouTube.
Oh, remember SWAT? 2000.
They were trying to shoot
film
down.
Starring Colin Farrell was with the opening scene loosely based on this event. There you go.
They were trying to shoot the helicopter down. They're straight up opening fire at the helicopter.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Like, they got to know at that point, right? At that point, they know we're dead.
They knew they were dying.
We're dead.
They were going
take
out.
People out.
They were not going to prison. They knew they were going to die. They were just kind of take out as many people as they could.
But what? So they wanted to mass murder people?
No. They just wanted to keep robbing banks and making a lot of money. And then when they got caught, they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna fucking go out in a blaze of glory. We're not gonna go to prison." So, and that's what happened. But
Blades of glory.
They came out of the bank, and they're firing. If I remember correctly, as soon as they come out of the bank, they're firing on these cops. And they go to their car, and in the trunk of their car, they just have a cache of automatic weapons, and they pop the trunk, and they just take as much as they can carry. They take the car, I think, at first, but pretty quickly they fucking, shoot the tires out of the car, shoot the engine block, whatever, and then they're on foot, and they end up using all their firepower up, and they're down to handguns.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's
when
when
they made it.
When the guy had a handful of bullets left, he shot himself in the head. But
wait,
they
what?
say
He killed himself?
the one guy, you see him put the gun here, but it looks like as he pulls the trigger,
someone got him.
A sniper or a cop got him at the same time.
Bro, like what did they?
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of reason to it. You're never gonna.
I know.
You're in the minds of crazy people.
Like, I would just, I don't know.
Are you going to take Valentina to go watch Snow White?
No. Why not? What is this one? What's up with Snow White?
There's a lot of controversy. They
Why?
delayed.
Why now?
Mostly because of the main star, Rachel Ziegler.
Okay. What about her?
Because she's essentially, taking this movie from, I think it was Disney's first huge hit ever.
Right? Yeah.
And it's a love story. And she's very woke and basically said that's not what the new remake is about. She said that the original was about a guy stalking a girl, and she's like, weird. A guy would stalk a girl and she fell in love with him. Weird. This is more about women empowerment, doing what the woke side does. And it kind of bombed. I mean, I think it was around, I'm going to get these numbers wrong, but somewhere around $200 million to make. And usually opening weekend, I think, if I heard this correctly, they like to double that, and it made like 50 or 60 million opening weekend.
43.
Yeah, I think that number is kind of a little.
Weekend box office. Snow White opens with 43 million.
I knew, but I heard today 50, and then after that I heard, is that worldwide?
23 hours ago worldwide. It's Rotten Tomatoes, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've heard different
It's
numbers.
not. You got to go on the World Wide Web. You got to go on the World Wide Web for this one. Okay. This ain't the World Wide Web, Andrew.
Regardless, it did not hold up to what they thought.
It just said they're about to lose $200 million.
Yeah. And she's sort of, in a roundabout way, I wouldn't say apologizing, but stepping back a little bit and saying she's getting death threats and all
Wait,
this.
who? The lady? The woman?
Rachel Ziegler.
That's her?
Yeah.
Who is she?
I don't know.
I never even heard of her.
Just some new up and coming actress. But they
She's
had
only like 23,
they had
right?
Gal Gadot in there.
Oh yeah, she's the evil one, right?
Yeah, but like you have like a really hot evil one, and then you have her as Snow White.
Someone said she
I'm not
looks like
calling
a
her
fish.
ugly, but like that's who Snow White is.
Yeah.
Which Snow White's not the Sleeping Beauty, right?
But what?
Snow
when-
White's the Seven Dwarfs, right?
Yeah. But when does Disney sort of learn their lesson here? They've done this several
No, they
times.
don't. They don't care. They don't care.
Is it because they have so much money they don't care?
Yeah,
So why do they push this agenda? How does it benefit them?
they're holding on. They're still holding on.
But how does it benefit Disney if their bottom
I'm
line
saying
is,
they think this is what people want. There must be just misguided, right?
I
Whoever's their producers must be misguided, right?
it's kind of like the CEO of Bud Light. When they
Yeah,
thought that
right.
was-
Yeah, they're just misinformed, or maybe they're, I just seen. I don't know. What did I see? Seen someone talking about, Bill Burr is like. People are trying to say like, there's no Joe Rogan of the left. Why is there a Joe Rogan left? That motherfucker don't exist. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to say Bill Burr is going to be the Joe Rogan of the left.
I feel like he used to be middle of the road. He'd rip on both sides, but now he seems to be more left leaning. No,
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of seems like a
his
pud.
wife
Like a pud.
definitely hates Trump for sure.
Oh yeah, he's funny as shit. He's a funny
Bill
comedian.
Burr is hysterical,
But like,
man.
yeah.
Did you
Can't
see
take that
Gavin
away.
Newsom's podcast?
What's that?
Gavin Newsom started a podcast.
Oh wow, Bill Burr went on it.
No, but
No, but I
Steve,
saw
Steve
he's-
Bannon was his first guest.
No way.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
Wow, how did that go?
He was fair. I mean, but he's trying to like.
But
he wants-
Gavin, he's trying to get himself centered.
He's got to
Yeah.
be more
He's
middle.
trying to go, yeah. All these, they're all gonna go.
If
this
he's going to
way.
make a
Watch.
run for presidency, he's got to be more
they're
middle.
all gonna. That whole
And-
side's
and-
gonna come in the middle.
And Tim Dillon was talking about it on his podcast, and he's like, "Don't you have like a state to run?
Yeah.
Like, regardless, like you
Yeah.
have time to do a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if I don't care who the governor is, like,
I don't
the
have time to do a
president,
podcast.
like-
I don't have a jiu-jitsu school to run.
Our governor, I saw, was out on Route 80 checking out the sinkholes.
Oh, the sinkholes. Tell me about them. You're a traveler.
I don't go that far, but I actually, when we went to
Did you send me the video?
Chris Michaels, we passed 287 is the newest one.
But did you? Someone sent me the video where the motorcycles fell down? Is that real?
no, yeah, but
That's
that's
fake?
That's not New Jersey.
Oh, it
That's
wasn't
like
in
some
Jersey?
foreign country.
Are you
yeah.
sure?
I don't know if
It
it's
didn't
real or
look very
fake, but
foreign.
it's definitely not New
But
Jersey.
they said it. I don't know. It didn't look like New Jersey actually, but it looked a little mountainous. Could have been North Jersey. It could have looked like fucking New Jersey. Anyway, the car like bumps up and out, and then the motorcyclist fell all the way in. They said the motorcycle.
Never
and-
found the guy.
Never found the guy,
Who
though.
knows if that's real?
Fuck.
But anyway, so Route 80, right up north.
Yeah.
Essentially-
Route 80 goes from New York to California, right?
It typically, I think didn't they say that it's like an alternate route to Route 43? It runs parallel to Route 43, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just know it runs east to west. That's what I know.
Anyway, I guess like an 11-foot sinkhole opened up on one side. Far as I know, nobody went in it. No cars went in it. But then as they were repairing that, another one opened up on the other side. And then just recently, like in March, one opened up on 87. So there's a bunch. They say there's like 600 mine shafts and things like that up in North Jersey for iron. They were mining for iron back in like, I don't know, fucking 30s or something. And the big question is that apartment complex, which looks like a high-end apartment complex. Have you seen that one?
No.
The Wharton something. I forget the name of the building. There's something Wharton something apartment building. They're saying that the tenants there are extremely concerned that the mine shaft ran underneath. And apparently it did, but they filled it in.
Right.
And the mayor is saying it's completely safe, but they're submitting pictures of like the floor sinking. And
Really?
I feel like that happens like in every building to a degree. There's always some settling,
Yeah,
right?
but that's a little nerve.
They've had 2 structural engineers come in and deem it to be safe. But yeah, I mean, this could happen more and more, I guess, especially up north, because there's like something like 600 mine shafts up north that.
None down here though. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like our area down here is all sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We only have sand here. The
Quicksand.
The Pine Barrens.
You know what? I had seen someone like, you know what? As a kid, man, I thought I definitely encountered quicksand a lot more than I ever did.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Because it was in every movie back then.
Yes.
It was in every movie.
We're catching on fire.
MacGyver.
So stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah. Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah, like who the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. You think about it.
Yeah.
Some of the shit they told us when we were kids.
So gullible.
Oh, what was it? Drink milk, make your bones stronger. Is that true?
That's true.
Carrots make your eyesight better.
That's true. That's all true.
What was the other one? Oh, spinach makes your forearms grow like Popeye.
Yeah, that's. I hear spinach is not good for you, bro.
Really?
I'm starting to see a lot of stuff where, like, I don't know if I agree with it, but how vegetables have like defense chemicals, and you shouldn't eat them because they have oxalates or something like that. And
Spinach is one of them.
And spinach is one of them. Yeah.
Spinach is pretty good.
So it's pretty much like
I like spinach with vinegar on it. That's it.
vinegar.
Put a little vinegar on
I
spinach.
like spinach with mushrooms and some
Like you cook
onions.
it with vinegar, or you just like raw
No,
with vinegar?
just.
But think about it,
spinach,
bro.
heat
Fucking
up
Popeye
spinach, put a little
spinach,
vinegar
dude.
on top of it.
Right? Fucking
Yeah,
Popeye's
I know.
big spinach,
You ate
man.
a lot of it.
Dude, I loved Popeye.
That was
That's
great,
the
bro.
thing, bro. That's what these kids like. We had manly fucking dudes.
I know.
We looked up to.
Do you think it ever comes back? Manliness
Yeah.
ever comes
yeah.
back?
Yeah.
You do.
What's that saying? Like,
Strong men.
strong men create good times.
times
Good times
create
create
strong
weak
men.
men.
Yeah.
Weak men create bad times.
Yeah, I don't
Right?
think that was exactly right, but it's
What?
very close. Was that? Say it again.
I said, here we go.
Weak men create
Hard times create strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. There you go.
Yeah, that is true. So you think we're just in a dip? You think it
No, I
comes
don't know. I
back?
just think, it's tough to say. It's tough to really say. We act like we're fucking macho. We're more macho than these kids now.
Usually doesn't
But
it come
I-
back with something like a war or something like that? I mean, it doesn't usually just come back on its own without something.
It could be just rhetoric, right?
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, the way you raise your kids. I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to raise my kids a little different. Maybe.
Didn't the ladies of The View say that men are not necessary for society or something? Women can do anything a man can do. That's just not true.
Well, you need the nut, baby. Right?
It's just not true. You know?
You need the nut.
Well, that's for procreation.
Yeah,
but-
well, I mean, then you need us for something. Who's gonna open your fucking pickle jar, lady? Right? I see that. Like if my wife won't talk to me, you ever see that? If my wife won't talk to me, she's mad at me. He just goes over there and fucking tightens the Stanley real hard. But dude, like fucking Johnny and Kurt will come up and use the sauna all the time, and they'll use one of my Stanleys when he's like, "Your friend's tightening on too tight. Take it off."
That's great. That's great.
All right, bud.
What's her name got canceled? Speaking
Canceled.
of not that, what's her name? I think she was on the same net. What's Rachel Maddow on CNN? Joy Reid got canceled. Did you see that?
Well, shit, fired, right? Or no, she got let go.
Canceled. Canceled the
Yeah,
show.
She got canceled. They
Why
canceled
though?
the show.
Why? What'd she do?
Bad ratings.
I mean, her ratings
Yeah.
I think were atrocious, but
Honestly, does anything have good ratings anymore?
it's hard now because there's so much out
Ooh,
there.
another good show. I got another good show, Andrew.
American Primeval.
No, that was great though.
I just started it.
Oh,
it's not amazing.
Awesome, right?
It's horrifying.
Horrifying. It's real.
Yeah.
How bad are the Mormons, bro?
Dude, terrible.
Is that real too?
Yeah.
You wonder.
I was reading about that.
Yeah.
Utah war. It's insane.
Yeah. But another good show though is called Paradise.
I heard that's good.
Really good. Good concept.
Have to check it out.
What's the concept?
I don't want to
I
tell
wanna
you
hear more about the
I don't
Mormons.
honestly, they do it right. They do it right in the beginning, first episode. So I could tell you, but I'm gonna let Andrew
I'm gonna watch it.
watch it. Yeah.
When do you watch TV in the evenings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
not
now-
during the day.
Well, no, a lot of people do. But,
I know who watches TV. During
everybody
the
that
day,
watches
bro?
The View.
Right? Who the hell watches TV during the
But
day?
I'm saying, like at night, like tonight, we're here late, but like
yeah, but like
on a
tonight, I'll
normal-
go watch an hour on TV.
You and the wifey, or
No, she's
No.
in bed. But
Okay.
yeah, me and Renee, we watched Severance and Paradise together.
Did you finish Severance?
I did.
It's good.
Yeah.
is Paradise the one about the Mormons?
No, that's
American Primeval.
You'll like that, dude.
What's
you
that?
should watch that. It's on Netflix.
What's that about?
It's about like the frontier.
I just
right?
got this box thing.
It's
I don't
like in the
I don't want to say the name of it.
Yeah, let's
but-
not.
It's in the Utah territory.
Yeah, it's like
back before
yeah.
it was a state.
So it's people expanding, dealing with the Native Americans, and
Oh, it's way
also
back.
more. It's 1860s, I think.
Yeah.
And also the Mormons. And dude, if you're a Mormon watching the show, you must be like, wow,
Irate.
they're just evil people.
What's the historical accuracy of that? Pretty good?
Brigham Young was, I heard, pretty ruthless.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that
Just the name Brigham
BYU.
Young doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
it's crazy that there's a university named after him
I know.
and a big sports program.
Well, why haven't they changed that? They fucking remove Lincoln statues and everything else. That's
Utah's
And
a
I think the
different
guy, the guy that started it was started Mormonism. John, I forget, but I think he got murdered. He got murdered because he was screwing everybody's wife. What's his name? Joseph Smith.
Oh, Joseph Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
found something
pretty
in the middle of the
recently. They
woods.
came down with tablets from a mountain or
Yeah,
something.
when he was 14 years old.
Yeah.
In New York, upstate New York, he found it. Yeah.
I was reading about it. It kind of came to an end because they wanted to be like left alone, like in that territory. And then they were building the railroad. And once the railroad was done in California, there were people coming through and people settling along the railroad. So like it diluted like that Mormon population.
But still, it's still, like, Utah's still very Mormon.
Yeah.
So why? I mean,
And honestly, but a lot of Mormons, supposedly, Utah's and Mormon, the Mormons in Utah are like more up to date Mormons. Like they don't do the polygamy and this and that.
Well,
but supposedly,
they got rid of that a long
yeah,
time
but supposedly
ago,
a sect
officially.
in Mexico that's still very big. Mormons. And that's where Mitt Romney's from originally, and he's from the sect where they still do the
Where'd you
multiple
say?
wives.
Where at?
I don't know where in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
what
Mexico,
What
yeah.
do you guys think about opening up a Jersey chapter? I'm down.
No,
They're here. You see
Polygamous
the,
chapter.
no.
Isn't that like you can have like 12 different wives?
Yeah, a bunch of wives. I don't know how. I wonder if Mormons are different than the Muslims with the wives. I bet.
yeah.
I'm like.
What's
You
the?
know, this is messed up.
What's
But I
the?
said, like, if you have 3 wives, right? You can't have them all at the same time. I can't make a sandwich. You know what I mean? Then I'm not in. You know that, right?
All right, say it again.
You have 3 wives.
Right,
You can't have them all at the same time.
right.
You have to have one night, one the other night, one the other night.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah.
No 3, no 4. Something.
Nope.
Okay.
Kind of defeats the purpose a little bit.
You know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Could you have one right after the other?
I'm sure you could do that. Yeah.
Wasn't there a church leader, pretty well-known name? They were after him forever. They had like the FBI was after him forever, and then they pulled him over on the road. I don't know. I think not that many years ago got him, but he was like had obviously many wives, but many of them were like under the age of like fucking 15 or something. I think. What was this guy's name?
I don't know, idea. He was a Mormon.
I believe he was a Mormon. I think.
Nah, I don't know.
He was definitely a polygamist for sure.
It's a cult, bro.
You would know the name if you hear the name.
It's a cult.
You'd be like, oh yeah, I know that name.
No.
Yeah, they arrested him. I saw the footage of them arresting him on the side of the road.
No, I don't know.
20 wives right there. What's that guy's name?
Some minors. Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Was it Samuel Bateman?
No, that's not it.
Jason Bateman.
That's not it. Doesn't matter, regardless. But this guy was a real perv.
Patrick
'Cause
Bateman?
A lot of them were underage.
Yeah. Well, let's end it on the.
All these cults are into young. Wasn't Charles Manson? Weren't he
Was that a cult? I don't know if that was a cult.
Waco?
Yeah.
Waco certainly was.
Waco was, yeah.
Koresh, David Koresh, right?
Yeah, I guess that kind of was a
I
cult.
believe he had underage wives. I think.
So
I
they
know.
say.
Right?
Yeah,
So
they
they
don't know.
say.
That's a lot of stuff. We don't know nothing about that.
But they weren't violent people at all, right? Like there wasn't the controversy all that they burned them out and killed.
Yeah.
They weren't violent. They just lived on their own. I mean, I guess they had some firearms, but
I mean, I
they
don't
weren't
know the
threatening
full
anyone.
story, but seems like that was unnecessary.
It seems very unnecessary. Yeah.
Did you watch that series, Waco?
No.
That was really good.
Yeah. Is it on Netflix?
It was on Paramount, I think.
Paramount, yeah.
What's his name? That's in the lead in the American Primeval, played David Koresh.
Why? Do you remember the story? Why did the FBI get involved? Wasn't it over firearms? Why did the FBI even show up there? I think it was over
Taylor Kish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Andrew, do you know for Waco? Was it to do with firearms?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe it was, right?
It was right after Ruby Ridge. That's why the ATF
which is the craziest story, Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
She got a huge settlement, the daughter.
Yeah.
They shot her mother while she was holding an infant.
Jeez.
Through the front door.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. There's a guy who is bothering nobody. Literally built a shack on top of a mountaintop. Wasn't bothering anybody. And
Well, they set him up.
they set him up with the sawed-off shotgun thing.
Yeah.
They set him up for that. He sold a modified shotgun to an FBI agent, but he was set up. You know what I mean? And then they fucking convoyed on his. He was literally on a mountaintop in the middle of fucking nowhere, bothering nobody. And I think some sort of interaction proceeded where he basically said, "Get the fuck out of here." And then for weeks they were essentially just spying on the guy. And they shot his son and killed his son, right, in the woods. They went out hunting or gathering firewood or something, and they shot the son and killed the son.
How old's the son?
The son also, I think, fired on FBI agents, but they were like, they didn't know they were even there. They were like in the woods. Oh, I think he was chasing his dog, right? And the dog spooked an FBI agent. The FBI agent stood up with a gun. There was a firearms, exchange of fire. Anyway, the son was, I don't know, 14.
Jeez.
Fired back at marshals and was shot in the back and killed by the team in the back. And then for, what was it, weeks? They were stationed on that mountain. The public was coming after him, saying, "Leave the Weavers alone," and they shot the mother.
What year was this?
92. 92.
Jeez. Is there a movie about this too?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Who's at fault?
Well, I'm not saying the guy should have modified. That is the law, correct? You're supposed to follow the law, but you're not supposed to set people up either. You know what I mean? I think that was that was the big bone of contention. Is like you set the guy up. He wasn't bothering anybody. You know?
Yeah.
I think they tried to link him to a right-wing militia group or a racist militia group or something like that. They were trying to link this guy to, but I think that the daughter dispelled that and said he was not part of that. And I don't know. People are going to fucking critique. People are going to go Google this and be like, fucking Roger. Tucker Carlson doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm just going off the top of my head here.
Which
is not a lot. Which is not a lot.
No. That's it, Raj.
That's it, buddy.
That's it, buddy. Wow, Ruby Ridge is way up there. It's almost like Canada.
Scroll down a little bit. Casualties.
Yeah, the man.
Down
Deaths
a little bit
of
more.
Deputy U.S. Marshal.
2 killed. 1 U.S. Marshal killed. 2 killed. 2 wounded.
A dog.
Yeah.
Vicky. Yeah.
It was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was bullshit. It was definite overreach on the government's part, and I feel like Waco was too. Now, if you're not violent in any way, you're not inciting violence in any way, why can't you just fucking live your life in peace?
Because they need these events to infringe on your civil liberties.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Harris was awarded $380,000. I thought it would have been a lot more than that. Oh no, wait, out of court settlement of $3.1 million.
Yeah, his kid's dead.
Yeah. I think, if I remember correctly, he was in the military, and the only way they got him out of the house was to send his old, sergeant or whatever that he was under, station, that he was under in the Army, in to get him and talk him down, because he wasn't coming out.
No.
His CO, I guess, or...
All right, I got to pee. You want to call it?
You want me to help you pee?
Oh. It'll be the first. No, I don't want to say it. All right.
All right, buddy.
See you, dude.
Champ of the Tramp out.
Later, guys. What's up, guys? Make sure you follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. You can find the links in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this episode, hit that like button and share it with a friend. Your support keeps us growing.